Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how to create and edit a page in WordPress. So if you are my client, you would have already have pages created on your website, and if you are new to WordPress and you have a fresh install, this video will still be beneficial to you as well, since we will be creating the page first. Now if you are already one of my clients, again all you have to do is go to your pages and go to your all pages. And as you will see on your website, I have already created all of the pages for you. And if we just take a quick look at this demo site that I'm using for the purposes of my videos, you will see that this website literally already have all of the pages and they're already set up as well. So let me go back. So again, what you want to go to is go to pages, and you want to click on all pages, and you will see all of your pages. If you want at any time to edit any of your existing pages for my clients out there, you will just click on edit with Elementor, because again I'm an Elementor website designer. So this is what you will be using to edit the look of your actual pages on your website. Now to add a new page or to create a new page, you're going to click at the top and add new page, and it is going to bring you into this editor right here. Now this editor is the basic WordPress Gutenberg block builder editor or whatever, and it doesn't look that fancy, it doesn't look that like, you know, editable, but this is the first start to it. So let's just say I wanted to add, let me go back, I want to add a, let's add a fax page. So I want to add a fax. I'm just gonna simply call it fax, whatever you want to do, and you want to go ahead and you want to publish this page. Once you do that, you want to click at the top, edit with Elementor. Now this will only work if you actually have a page builder installed on your WordPress, but for my clients out there, you will of course have Elementor installed, so you will actually see that button. So Elementor is going to open. It's going to give you a quick little, if this is your first time logging into it on a fresh install, of course it will take you through the whole tutorial, but I'm just going to exit that off. And this is the new page editor. So on some of my videos I do for my portfolio website, and you would notice that the Elementor what can I say, the Elementor page, or this page right here, is a bit different when I open it up on my other videos where I'm, you know, using the video for my portfolio website. And it's just simply because Elementor has did some updates, and of course newer websites that are being built with Elementor put on it is all automatically defaulted with the new look. If you want to change that, you can simply do that in the back end of your settings, which I'll show in another video. But yeah, this is the new editor. So I would just say go back to my previous video showing you guys how to work Elementor, because this one isn't necessarily how to work Elementor. It's just how to create and edit a page. All right, so first thing I like to do is go to the actual settings, because you see how it actually has the page title right there. I don't necessarily like that. Oh, see, the new editor is crazy. I normally go to settings on the old editor like down here, but the actual page settings is this one. This is going to open up your site settings. So actually you want to go on this one, the page settings. So let's exit out of the site settings. Let's go back to here, because we want to talk about the page settings. I want to take that label off. So the first thing I'm going to do is go all the way down to the page layout, and I'm going to click on Elementor full width, and this will just default it to a regular, as we see right here, page, and it takes away the title. So obviously when you're building a page, you would want a banner or something, and then you want to get into your actual content. The first thing I'm going to do is click on this plus, because you can add a new container here. You got folders. If you want to add a template, let's just say you already have some templates that you made, they'll be right here in the my template, but I don't have any made on this fresh install. The same with different pages and blocks, but these are already the Elementor library, so these are already made for you. If you're new and you just need some stuff put on a page, then I say go for it. Then you also have pages. Like I said, if I was building out this full fax page, let's see, they don't have a fax page. as a little default page. So I don't see that. Let's see if they have one here. Let's go to categories. Let's go to fact. And actually you see there are some facts right here. So again, let's go back. Let's take this back. You have the container if you want to go ahead and start making this yourself, which is what I like to do, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But you also have the templates right here, and then you also have AI, but we're not going to be building with AI. And like I said, you can just click on here, and then you can actually choose these, you know, from this category based off what it is you're trying to put on this actual page. So again, I'm going to go to the facts because this is a facts page. And let's say I actually wanted to go with this one. I will go ahead and I will insert that. And boom, there it is, already on the website. It already has some animations. I'm sure you guys just saw the Ask Us Anything had a little bit of an animation. Okay, I get why it's doing it. All right, so with this template that I have, they have the transparent header that's going to be on top of the banner. They have that set for every page. So their header is literally on top of everything. So you also notice that since you have a header right here, that every time you try to click on the actual the pink buttons that's up here, the dots with the plus, and I can't really click on it because this is actually, the header is actually a section itself, but you can't necessarily edit the header inside of Elementor because it wasn't built in Elementor. So what you want to do is go over here to the structure or the layers panel, and you want to click on that, and now you can actually click it through here. So if you ever have trouble where let's click on something else. If you ever have trouble getting to the actual container that you're trying to get into, click on the structure and then click on the container. So on this container, what I want to do is I want to add some top padding, because as you see on all of the other pages, the header is on top of the banner image. So I really want the header to still be readable, and if our effects start all the way up there, that's actually not too readable. So I see that they already have 5% padding. Let's go let's do 20% padding. Boom. Close that to make sure, and as you see, we still can clearly see our header, and that's actually what we want if we're going to be mimicking the actual theme already, how every page actually, nothing is up here in the way of the header. So did that there. Now the next thing to do is, obviously, like I said, seeing the website, we have different images that literally matches the tone of the website, right? So let me open this. Let me go to style. Again, I'm going to make sure I'm on the container, because the thing is, we have let me open the structure. So as you see, we have this main container, right? If I take the toggle away, you will see that it's now gone. The header is still there, but that container is now gone. So let's turn it back on. You'll also notice that if I open the container, it's two containers inside the container, which will be this child container, and then it'll be this child container. So we have a main container, which is still full block, and then we have two child containers inside of it. So what we want to do is change the background to the main container, because we don't want to change the background to this or the background to this one. We want to change the background to the overall container, which will be this one. And another thing I like to do is just double click on the layers, and we're going to go ahead and title these so we always know what we're working with. So this is the parent container. Okay. This is, let's just say, child container 1. I'm going to copy that. And I'm just going to paste. Okay, that didn't work. Child container 2. Boom. So now I know if I click here, you see the container is there. If I click here, you see the gray container went there. And if I click here, you see the big pink thing. So there's just a little schooling for you guys on that part. Now let's get into finishing the edit. So I'm going to close this so I can clearly see. So again, like I said, I want to mimic what we already have on the template, and they have an image. So I'm just going to go, if I click on the main container, we're going to be on a layout default first, but you want to go into the styling tab, and under the background you want to add a image, a background type classic, which will be an image. As you can see right now, it's on the classic background type, but it's just using a color, which is the color we see, and it can easily be changed if I simply just start to, as you see, change the colors. But what I want, let's go back. What I want is to put an image on there. So I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to go to the media library and look at the pictures that they already have on the actual site, because I'm just showing you guys quickly how this would work. Let's just say I wanted to use that one. Oops. Let's just say we use this one. I'm going to go ahead and select that image. And as you see, this image is now in here. Matter of fact, no, let's go with something a bit darker. Let's go with this one, because I got an idea. Of course, if we're, as a designer's eye, you know that, okay, this is also double. We don't want that. So for a designer's eye, I'm clearly seeing that, of course, with the yellow and white text, it won't show well on a lighter picture. So that's why I changed it to this darker image. And if we scroll down right here, you have the image resolution. I normally keep that on full, but depending on what type of section you're dealing with, you will change that. And when that time comes, I'll show you guys a little bit more about that. But for the most part, you want to keep it on full. That way the image is actually still very crispy and clear. Obviously you want people to be able to see the actual image. For the position, you can change this to center if you want it to be in the center. You can go top center. You even got center right and things like that. Normally center is what we go for. For repeat, you want to put it on no repeat, because as you just saw, if I close this out, the same image is on the left and the right, and you can kind of see it at the top as well. So we want to click on no repeat, and we want to actually display the size to be covered. We want this to cover the entire section. So you have other things like contain, but of course if the image is not big enough to fit in the container, it will never fit in the container. You have custom, where you can literally choose how you want it yourself, but for the most part, cover is going to be your best friend when you're trying to put an image at the background of a container. So yeah, now I can definitely see that because this image actually doesn't fit for this, because if we look at it, this is a long way image. I can kind of, let's see what this cake looks like. Nah, I'm gonna go back with the other one. But you guys get the picture at this point. But of course, you'll be playing around, see what works best, see what picture shows up the best, and you would obviously make sure that you have a picture that can fit wide angle, so it won't end up being a bit blurry, because since the photo has to be stretched a bit, it does look a bit blurry. But you guys get the picture. So what we just went over so far was basically we went and we added a template piece to this section by simply clicking on the template, and we searched for the block we want, which was a fact. We inserted it. So that's why we have these facts right here. But I did notice that we, should go with the same type of vibe that the template or the theme actually comes with, which is picture banners. So instead of that color, we went to the parent container, we went to the style, and for the background type, we got on classic. We removed the color and we added an image instead. And then we just did our basic settings right here for the image. Now you have some other advanced stuff if you want to get into it, with some scrolling effects and mouse effects. You even got a background overlay, which I do use often, which is basically if we add a color of, let's say, not so black, but like right there. you will see now it has a bit of overlay. So if I take it off, you see it's a bit bright, but let's just say you really want people to be able to read this, which is going to be very, very crucial when you are building your website. You want to make sure when you are putting text on top of images or images behind text that you want to make sure that people can actually read it and it's legible. So a good way to do that is, like I said, going to the background overlay, choosing the color. It can be anything. So let's say you actually wanted to use kind of this yellow that they're using. You could use that. And then you could adjust the opacity. But I like to keep it simple, go with black, because you can literally read everything. And I'm going to turn the opacity up. Let's go for, I normally use about 7. And that's fine. You can also use a gradient, because as you see, this is just the same opacity of that black on the entire thing. You can do a gradient, which is a fun one to do, where the first one is black and maybe this one is a little off black or even white. So as you see, it's a bit of a gradient. I do like a little bit less of a black, about right there. And now if I close this out, now you will see that we have a little bit of the whiter color here and then the darker black color up there. And that's because we haven't changed the location of the lighter color. And we can also change the location of the black color, right? So we can also change the angle. So if you want the lighter color to be more so towards the top and maybe shining the light on the Let's Chat button, you can just angle that. 85 degrees is fine. You can make it linear or radical depending on what you want. It obviously always looks best on linear for most website designs that you're doing. And that's pretty much it. You can do a border if you want to, a shape divider, which is gonna really come in handy. So let's just say I wanted to add a little bit more pizzazz to the bottom, right? I want to add, first of all, let's add another section right here. I'm gonna give this a view height of 100. I'm just gonna style this with an off white, just so we can, when I close this, you can kind of see the picture, or it'll keep putting the footer. I don't want the footer to be in the way of actually seeing what we're doing. So just imagine this second lighter color container here has more information. But anyways, like I said, let's just say you want to add some spice to this bottom piece of the container because it's a bit boring when things are just straight across. So let's see what we got. So if we go to the shape divider and we go to the bottom, because the thing is we want to put the shape divider at the bottom and not the top, because the top is, it's not even seen, it's the headers on top of it. It's no point of doing the top. So I'm going to go to the bottom, and for the type, I'm just going to choose one of these. They have a few that you can choose from. Okay, so we're just going to make sure we come back to this one. So again, I'm going to use my navigator because I can't click on that container. I'm going to get on our parent container again. We're going to go to the style. I'm going to go to shape divider, and we're going to go to the bottom one. And for the type, I'm just going to choose whichever one looks good enough for me. We have this one. I think that one's pretty nice for the type of. This split one is really nice, and you can adjust it by the width, also the height, and things like that. So I'm gonna go with 35, and for the width, I think I wanna go, let's do 250. Boom. So close that. And as you see, it has this nice little shape divider. Now, what we don't want is, as you can see, the background of the entire website is actually white. So you can see right up in here where the shape divider and the next container kind of like stack on top of each other, you can kind of see that white, and we don't want that. We want it to flow seamlessly. So what we're going to do is right here for the color, we're going to make it the same color as this next section. That's super important when you are using the shape divider. So I'm just going to copy the color code from this container, And I'm gonna put that, sorry, gotta keep using that. I'm gonna put that, let's go to the shape divider, go back to the bottom. I'm gonna actually put that on the color for this, and as you see, boom, well, you can't see it. It actually flows seamlessly now. Now if, oh, I put a shape divider on that by accident. So now if we add content to this container, which I can quickly show you. Okay, so where I left off was I basically was telling you guys how, as you see some more content, it looks a little bit more better, as you guys can see already. But anyways, so we added the image, we added this nice shape divider that leads us into this second section. Isn't that nice? Super, super easy stuff that you can do just to add a little bit more spice or, differentiate yourself from the basics. Because like I said, if I open up my navigator, go back to that parent container, at first, we basically had this. And that can get a bit boring, so I'm gonna undo that. You won't see it right away. Sometimes it just does crazy stuff. Let's go to split, and boom, that looks so much better, you guys. All right, so now let's get into editing the content, because I know that's really what a lot of my clients would want to know how to do. If you already have your content here and you wanted to maybe take away some things or edit some things, let's see how we do it. So the first thing to know, if you want to add any text or edit any text, all you have to do is click on the pink pencil next to anything that you are looking to edit, and it will open up everything on this left side panel. So if I wanted to edit access anything and maybe wanted to say join our, and for anything I want to say community instead, you can simply do that. And obviously, of course, if you close it out, it'll actually be on one line, but you still want to be careful just in case it doesn't. So I will go to the style tab of the text, go to the typography, and I would just simply edit the sizing of this text. So I would go about, I think where it was before was about 4 round, or let's do 3.5 round. Boom, there we go. If you want to edit anything else like the text color, you can simply do that going on the color picker, or you can click on your global settings and you can actually do that over here. I'll show you guys how to set that up in another video, and I will have that link down below. But yeah, I'm just gonna go back because of course it looks better on white text on this black background. So let's go over here to the actual facts. So I can see that I have a column that houses 1, 2, and 3 different things. So let's open up this navigator again, move it over here to the left so we can see. Again, we have the child container 2, which is this container over here that's holding these yellow text. And we see we have a toggle. It says edit toggle. We have a little toggle element that's put in there. And as I can clearly see, the what kind of classes do you offer is literally right here. And if I wanted to change anything, I could just simply change that by simply doing things like that. So let's put that back. You can even edit the text because you know, of course, this is an accordion or like a toggle. So if people click on it, there's going to be some additional text here. And as you see, you can edit this as well if you need to edit that. So always, like I said, you have the content right here that you can edit, and then you have your style. So you have the style tab if you wanted to change the border width, if you wanted to change the color, if you wanted to change the space between, if you wanted to add a little box shadow on it, you can do that as well. You also have the title, so you can edit the, you know, how the title actually looks. So if I wanted to change the color of the text, if I want to change the color of just the active text, meaning that right now all of these are the same color as we see. But if I wanted to make the active one, let's say green, then I would do that because this is the one that's actually open. This is the one that I have active. So I'm just gonna go back. Whoop. Well, not back. I'm gonna copy that, put that back over here. So you see how that will work. If you wanted to change the title, maybe the sizing, things like that. I don't know why you would, but just in case you do, you can do that right there. You can give it some text shadow. You can edit the padding. You can also go to the icon and you can start making edits to the icon if you actually have one. I'm not sure if this one, yeah, this one doesn't have an icon, but if it did, you could edit the actual icon because I'm not sure if this is the icon. Let's actually just see. Okay, so yeah, that is the icon. I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure because most times I use the accordions. There's usually the icon that you set in here, and since I didn't see it, I was a bit confused. Oh no, there it is. It's right there. See, that's why reading is fundamental, guys. So the toggle actually has the content here, but it also shows you that you can do no toggle. You can upload your own SVG toggle, or icon, and they just have this one right here, which was the plus button. So let's go to all icons, and there it is. Put that back in there. So yeah, as you see on the style tab, go to the icon, you can adjust the color to whatever you want. Let's put it on something that you guys can actually see, and boom. So we're gonna go put it on that same color code again. You can change the spacing of the icon if you wanted to, and also you can change the active color. So if you were to change the active color over here for the title, you should also make it the same color over here for the icon as well. And you can also adjust the content. So let's just say instead of this gray color for the content, I actually wanted it to be white. You can just simply do that as well. And that's pretty much how you edit anything in Elementor on your WordPress site after creating a page. We just created this facts page. We put this template in here, and then we simply used our Elementor widgets and editor to edit anything we needed on here. We added the shape divider, we added the image to the first container, we put some spacing at the top so it doesn't interfere with the header at all. And I actually added this on here just to show you guys some more content, but in the gist you see how you can add more to this page. You can just keep adding and adding as you want to. So again, the way to do that is once you're finished with this section, you can now go to your next section. You can go and use Flexbox, you can use grids. Most people, if you're starting off as a beginner, you're gonna go ahead and just use the Flexbox, but the grids are good too if you're looking for like many things to put in here and you really want to get flexible with your design. You go back and you choose Flexbox. You have these setups right here as well. So if you want in this section it to be 2 column, I like to give each column some view height of 100. That just means that it will cover the entire page when people are scrolling on the website. So it won't look like this, like you see how this is full. That's how it will be if you do a view height of 100. And like I said, let's just say if you wanted to, I'm just gonna quickly add some things in here. It will not look pretty. Let's go back. Let's make sure this container is going down. All right, let's add some text, and let's add a button. Boom. I'm going to put all this in the center so you can see it a little bit better if I scroll down. And let's just say on this right side, I just put a image. Again, I'm going to put this in the center. More about all these nitty-gritty pieces of the Elementor on other videos, you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. But yeah, so let's just say you wanted to do that. That is how you add a new section. Super easy. Again, if you already have, now let's just say you already have your website done by me, you would probably more than likely want to put something in between here, or maybe in between these two sections. All you have to do is click on the plus that's right above the section that you want to put something in between. So if you're looking to do a new section in an empty space, you would just have this option. But if you want to put something in between two already containers that's already existing on the page, you want to just click the plus above, click the plus again, and choose your next container. Maybe this time you want this one to just be a thin little banner. Let's get that gray color. Or no, matter of fact, let's do something that's different that can show the differentiation of it. Let's go with black. I'm also going to give this view height of, let's just say 40. Boom. You see how easy it is to get into your already done website and start creating pages and editing those pages. Now that's all I have for today's video. If you guys want in-depth thought process of me building websites, be sure to join my Discord community. I will have the link for that down below, and be sure you guys are subscribed for more videos to come on Elementor and WordPress. And I'll see you guys in the next one.